What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. Amron, I feel like my head's getting cut off by the top of the camera a little bit. We got Winnie in the cut. Just straight chilling back there. She does not look too happy. How are we? I figured, I don't know if we're going to make this a thing, but getting a stream in on Monday is always a nice way to start off the week, an easy way to get an upload up, check in with you guys. How are we today? How are we doing, fellas? Are we feeling good? Are we looking good? Is the stream quality all good to go? Let me make sure that I got my my tags and got this video all set up right. How are we? Let me know. Also, is anybody out there like kind of sick? I'm not sick. Like, dude, I thought I was the man. I was like, spring came around this year and I was like, man, like I haven't really had any problems with allergies. And then boom, woke up this morning just like stuffy, scratchy throat. Like I feel like I have a cold right now, dude, and it sucks. It's like the weather's been so nice. And now I gotta feel shitty, man. But how are we? We're gonna get into a nice underdog but Superflex draft. I think the contest is almost full. So I think I almost had to get this mock draft in today. Or not mock draft, live draft in. Hopefully it's still up. Yeah, it is. Let me see real quick. 89% full. So I don't know when that'll close, but it's gonna close soon. We got Rock in here. How are we? As I said, Winnie's in the back chilling. Predict Ron's draft position. Okay, you're going to say I'm going to go number 9? Okay, we'll see. Landon Thomas chose FSU over UGA, and now I'm sad. Is this a football 247? Who else we got in here? I'm in the middle of a mock right now. Okay, love to see it. We got Trey Cobb in here, OG, Toronto Dave, the Mandem, Brock, and OG. How are we? How are we on this fine Monday? We got basketball on. We got hockey on. We got things to do, people to see. How are we? How are we? We got King in here. Welcome back to the basement. Cole Minkler. I feel like I remember that name. I don't know why I had like an aneurysm there. You said Garrett Cole's carrying you. Some of your teams are doing well. Let's share the screen. You know, while you're talking about it, let's check out Underdog and check out some of these Underdog best ball teams we have. By the way, I hope, you know, I know a lot of you guys are OGs in this stream, right? Like the first like 30 people, the first 25 people that pull up to a live stream right out the gate. We're only 2 minutes, 40 seconds in here. You guys are OGs. You guys probably are already on Underdog. But if not, make sure you hop on Underdog. I like putting this ticker here. I think this ticker is kind of ugly. I think I need to definitely change this ticker up because it's not great. But make sure you're using promo code RON when you sign up on Underdog. If you want to hop in with us, I believe I pinned it in the live chat. You can click on it. It'll send you to Underdog. It'll put in my promo code, and you put in my promo code, and it will match your deposit up to $100 right when you're on the site. Boom. Now, let's see what I got going on here. Now, this is embarrassing. Dude, I'm in so many slow drafts for the big board. I maxed it out on like the last day. I have like 100 slow drafts, and it's literally me just running away from an avalanche is what it feels like. Just like me, just forever on the clock. Now, Brock wanted to see my teams real quick. Let's see. So live, I can't guarantee any of them will be good, man. Oh, we got $3 winnings here. Oh, that's not. Does that mean I'm advancing? The top 3 advance in the warm-up? Okay, that's kind of cool. Have anything going on here? So this is my only good team, Brock. Let's see what it looks like. Does this also have Garrett Cole maybe? No. Man, I don't know any of these guys. It has O'Neal Cruz. I feel like most of my teams have O'Neal Cruz, Juan Soto, and then you've lost me. I know Severino because he's on the Yankees. But all right, fellas, let's hop into one of these. I'll definitely keep answering questions and stuff. Also, by the way, as we do with these Monday streams, we're going to be chilling here, just drafting teams. If you want to ask me Dynasty questions, redraft questions, NFL draft questions, have at it. I honestly prefer you guys just tossing prompts my way so you can just let me, just kind of spin off the top and let me ramble about whatever you guys want to hear about. So let's hop into one of these. $10 to join. Big board but Superflex. I believe it's 20 rounds. Superflex best ball. A concept that I'm still not, like, I still don't feel great about this. Like, if you want to talk about games where the edge isn't already figured out, like, you know, betting on a sports book, super efficient. You got to hit like, 56% or 53% of the time and you can make a profit. And the market's so efficient, it's hard to actually net any sort of crazy profit. Superflex best ball isn't even close to being solved right now. Hey, Influencer 101, baby. Yup. Now we're talking, fellas. Now we're talking. I might even have to post this on Twitter real quick. The Influencer 101. All right. Had to. Someone's telling me to go Lamar at 1. Or no, got Lamar at 11. What do we got in here? So we're not going to be on the clock for a second. Okay, we are. I think Allen probably has to be the play. Yeah, I think his weekly ceiling is just too much in half PPR. Why not? I don't think I've gotten a 101. I think this is only I've only done these Superflex ones on streams, and it's really only just because I've been doing the a million slow drafts I have going on right now. So I just don't even have the mental capacity to try and go for a Superflex draft and do that in my free time right now. Just because, like I said, every time before I go to sleep, like, dude, imagine honestly, this happened this past weekend, like, kind of like drunk, coming home from a bar, 2 a.m., I open my phone, and it's like 25 drafts that I need to make picks for, all like under an hour on the timer. Just absolute hell. But I wanted to max it. What else we got? I feel like I was reading. It is indeed a football 24/7 top tight end in 2024. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's where that comment went. Okay. My bad, fellas. Just influencer things, dude. Just gotta make sure my overlays are all good to go. Recruiting is interesting though. I haven't done much research on 2024, but 2023 looks crazy. Again, I'm not big into recruiting. I think it's like one of the weirdest, like, and like, you know what I mean? Like, you can go back to like 2012's, like, recruiting rankings, and like the top 10, like 8 of them probably suck. But it is interesting to see if you look at the 2022 recruiting rankings. I don't think there was a single quarterback inside the top 20. This year, there's like 3 or 4 quarterbacks that are like 5 stars legit. Of course, you have Archie Manning, but there's a couple other guys that are like high-end 5-star QB recruits, which is interesting. I think one of them's at UCLA. He'll be coming in for Dorian Thompson-Robinson. I don't know who the other one is. I think the other one's going to Tennessee, but I don't know his name. It's like hard to pronounce or something. But that's interesting. Those are some high-end QB recruits or some high-end running back recruits in this class in terms of like high schoolers. So it's interesting for what we do, Oh, you're Taco McCole? Okay. I definitely recognize that sleeper name. 10 days until Jason's a Jet, dude. I literally sit beside my bed each night and pray that JSN is a Jet, dude. Johnny Woods in 2:24 seconds for a 24 first? I think so. Question to you guys: How many 24 seconds do you think could somebody offer you straight up for your 24 first for you to accept? I think it would have to be like a ridiculous amount for me. Somebody, if I'm assuming I'm not like a powerhouse contender, but even then, it's like how many 24 seconds equal 124 first, where you own the 24 first and you'd be willing to accept the offer of the 24 seconds? I don't know. Call me crazy, but I think I would need like 7 or 8. But I think maybe I'm being a little bit stupid there. Pablo Lopez has been good. He's one of the biggest steals, late round pitcher. Okay. Trade picker for the 111 in a 12-team Superflex? Probably not. It's just really cheap for a quarterback. Like I think if you can find a way to trade off of him for, damn, dude, someone took Diggs from me. Why? Why would you do that? Dude, I'm spiteful, dude. If the Jalen Hurts guy isn't going to take A.J. Brown, let's actually think this out for a second. All right, we're getting weird. We're getting weird. We went Goff there. Man, if I could have that pick back, I would have gone Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson. No, that was dumb. Oh, that was dumb. All right, we're getting weird. We're getting unique. Let's go. Let's go Goff. Amon-Ra St. Brown there. I don't know. I hate what I just did at the turn there. I'm sorry you guys had to see that. That was not good. That should have been Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. That should have been, just like A.J. Brown. I don't know. Why is Goff that expensive in Superflex? Regardless though, like I'm trying to get unique, all right? These are two guys like probably don't get paired with Josh Allen often. Right? I would be shocked if there's a lot of Goff Amon-Ra St. Brown teams stacked with Josh Allen. So give me a break, all right? It's a weird move. It's probably not the smartest move. But I'm just trying to get a different look here. My 110 for Dotson? Probably not. I'd just rather take a reroll on Downs. Not saying you should take Downs at 110, but you get what I'm saying. I prefer a guy like Downs to Dotson almost straight up, I think. I think Zay Flowers, too. Thoughts on Lions taking quarterback? I had them taking quarterback my recent mock, and everybody absolutely hated it. Everybody was furious. But I think they will. They talked about that like they're open. They've already sat down with Goff, or like I think Holmes is the GM. I think that he said that he sat down with Goff. He's already looking into potentially, not replacing him, but pretty much told him like, hey, we're picking 6th. And if I was the Lions and I'm trying to restore the roar, they're building a good team. They have a lot of momentum. You have to think that this roster is pretty decent. The division is wide open with Aaron Rodgers gone. When's the next time we're going to be picking 6th overall? And we could save a lot of money next year cutting Jared Goff. And we see a lot of teams doing some serious work on rookie quarterback deals. So I don't know. If they're staring down, like if a lot of us, in my mock, I actually had quarterbacks 1 through 4. I think Schefter came out today and said that he'd be shocked if it went that way. He could see like 2 quarterbacks in the top 4 and then kind of see the next 2 kind of sporadically throughout like the top 10 to 15. So if that happens and the Lions are sitting at 6, and let's say, something weird happens where let's say it goes Bryce Young at 1, 4th overall, let's say Stroud goes, and now they're sitting there at 6 staring down Anthony Richardson and Will Levis. Like, do they just take best player available, take a Tyree Wilson, take a Christian Gonzalez if they want a cornerback, or, do they take a swing for the future? I love Lamar at 11 in one of these. Lopez is a real-life beast? Okay, love it. Looking real delicious, dude? Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. You guys like what you see? How are we? You said you love Superflex. I have Josh Allen on 2 of my 5 teams, then Fields, then Burrow, then Lamar. Wow, that's nice. Nico Lamalieva? What about him? Man, I'm still sick about this Goff pick, bro. I'm still sick about this Goff pick. I can't believe I did that. Before I know what my first is going to be, I'd need a lot of 2024 twos to make the move. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think I would need 8. All right, let's see what I can do here. Let's see what I can do. We got Higgins on the board. Where the hell did the running backs go? Okay, so running back, not an option. Huh. Let's go T. I don't like any of these quarterbacks, man. I don't want anything to do with Kyler. Jordan Love has kind of been interesting. I hate that I find myself taking him more often than not these days. I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna wait for quarterback to come back to me. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'll wait, dude. I have serious concerns about Kyler actually playing. Like, dude, if Kyler comes back from his ACL tear, like let's say like I don't know, like week 7, 8, 9, and the Cardinals, like, what if the Cardinals have no wins? What if the Cardinals are 0-8 when Kyler Murray is ready to go? This like, do they just shut him down the rest of the season? Like, I can't see a world where he would play there. You know. Like, they have so much dysfunction with, like, Budda Baker and stuff. Like, the team is pretty awful. Like, the defense outside of Budda Baker is pretty awful. You have, like, Isaiah Simmons, and that's about it. DeAndre Hopkins seems like he's on the move. Like, I don't know. I've completely taken my foot off the gas pedal drafting Kyler Murray in redraft because it feels like there's some risk that they could just shut him down. I mean, like, you see that more in the NBA than you see that in the NFL, but I don't know. How does your draft strategy change when rookie draft is before the NFL? I would probably be a lot more conservative. I would probably take the players that I think are more locked into high draft capital. Like, if I had a rookie draft before the NFL draft, I think I would probably take a guy like I would probably take Roshan Johnson before Sean Tucker, if that makes sense. Like, things like that. Where I think like I would lean a lot more with what I kind of feel guys that are locks to get draft capital, you know? Someone really hit me with the Ron eats farts, bro? Come on, dude. Come on, Austin. That's a crazy thing for you to say. Seen a lot of JMO hate from some on Destination Devi. What do you think about JMO appropriately ranked in the community overvalued? I'm curious. Who's sour on him, because if I had a guess, it would be Scott Connor. I shout him out all the time. I think he's one of the best guys in the space. And I get why somebody like him wouldn't like JMO. Him, Bean Counter. I don't love Jameson Williams, but I have him right about on par with ADP. And I think on teams, your team has to be in a certain spot to hold on to the luxury of Jameson Williams. I think it makes a lot of sense for like rebuilding teams to just hold on to him because there is such a wide range. Like I do truly feel like you can look at what he did last year all you want. The issue is he didn't run routes. Like at no point did they utilize him fully. They were very conservative with him coming back from the ACL. Like I don't think that you can really take anything that happened from last year and have an actionable opinion about it. But you can also say, players who get hurt early on in their careers, it's kind of a red flag, kind of like Mike Williams early on. But Mike Williams, like since then, has been kind of good. The issue with Jameson Williams is I don't want to fade a guy with his kind of upside. If he has any of that like 4.2 track speed he had at Alabama, I'm not a guy who watches tape, but he looks special. I think he would have been the wide receiver one off the board last year ahead of Drake London had he never got injured. I thought he had really good excuses for not producing early, right? Being next to Garrett Wilson, Olave, JSN, just that absolute. Like Ohio State just has 5 stars to have 5 stars. Like Julian Fleming, I think, is like a 5-star, and he doesn't really do much for them. So yeah, with Jameson Williams, I get it though. He's holding top 20 wide receiver value without doing anything, which is a problem. But I think it also just like speaks to the wide receiver market right now. If we look past that, like I don't know. Would I rather have like DJ Moore or Terry McLaurin and guys who just don't have a ton of upside or just kind of forever wide receiver 2-3s? Like on rebuilding teams, I'd rather the mystery box and the upside of Jameson Williams. I think that's just what it comes down to for me. But again, like I get wanting him gone. If I have him on a team I'm trying to compete with and I don't have a high-end wide receiver producer, I think the play isn't to tier down from Jameson Williams. It's to tier up. I've been screaming at the top of my lungs, but tier up to Diggs, Kupp, Devontae, Tyreek Hill. If you can turn Jameson Williams in like a second into Kupp or Devontae Adams, which I think is kind of possible, 100% do that. But if you're on a rebuilding team, I wouldn't feel a ton of pressure to move off of Jameson Williams, I guess. Man, I've never taken over an orphan, to be honest. I just think startup drafts are too fun, and that's probably a bad thing to say. Like I feel like that's almost like almost speaking down on like adopting dogs. You know what I mean? But yeah, orphans are tough for me. I just don't want to fix somebody else's mistake. Like I just don't. I can only have a certain amount of teams before I'm spread too thin. And if I'm going to add on another team, I want the dopamine of a startup draft. That's what it comes down to. I love people that are open to taking on orphans because teams orphan every year. I'm just not that guy, I guess. All right, what else we got here? Let's go. Should we just go like true 0 RB? I was going to say we should, but I don't think that that's the play here. I think the move is this. Let's go Pitts. Let's go Pitts. Let's go Pitts and Gibbs. No, let's actually go Aaron Jones. I wanted to go Gibbs there, but let's go Aaron Jones. I need to get more quarterbacks here, but I think with Josh Allen, I can afford going a little bit thinner than I usually would like to. What do we got? I completely lost track of where I was at on the chat. I always hate when I get too caught up like in the past, and then I feel like I'm just like losing where you guys are right now. What are you doing if Rodgers gets traded to the 49ers? Probably walking into my bathroom, taking out the whole container of multivitamins I have and eating them all just to feel the pain. We got Genji in here. What's up, brother? Jameson, when you just watched him, was so good that I'm willing to hold on to him. Yeah. And you guys know I'm not a film guy at all, so like take anything that I say film-wise with a grain of salt. Like I'm not an evaluator. That's not my skill, but just from watching Jameson Williams and what he did in the SEC, and I watched college football, like I do like to joke around and say I don't watch film. Like I do, and I promise I have like decent knowledge of kind of like what coverages look like and everything. Really, the biggest issue for me is you could show me a guy like Tim Tebow and like these really special, Pat Whites and Tavon Austins and these guys who were so fun in college. Who are some other guys that I'm trying to think of? One would be as well I can't remember the Florida State quarterback. It wasn't Work Done. It was some other guy, but he was like a quarterback or a wide receiver. He was just like absolutely electric. Like I can't watch something and be like, yeah, that'll translate to NFL. That's kind of where it stops for me. I can't see what a guy does and say, hey, that's going to translate or that's not going to translate. I thought Tebow was the man. I thought Johnny Manziel was the man. Just guys that I enjoyed watching, had a lot of fun watching, thought that they were very good at that level. But in terms of like identifying a trait that'll carry over, I got no clue. But Jameson Williams, just watching him in the SEC, dominating, outrunning, first round DBs. Like I want to say probably like Tyson Campbell was on that Georgia team, and he just like would outrun cover 4 against a Georgia defense full of NFL studs. Like he looks special. He really does, and that's why I'm okay betting on him because he is so young. He's so unproven. And if he might have that Tyreek Hill trait where he might just be so fast and untouchable that he could be really special. But he could also be like a shitty version of Will Fuller. So I definitely get it. Would you trade away a Pickett Pickens stack to get an elite RB/wide receiver? Yeah, probably. My like elite running back, I would need like ideally Brees or better. And with wide receiver, I would like Diggs or better, maybe Jay said. Maybe I'm overvaluing that stack, though. I don't know. Heard JMO was at full speed and cut capability like 3 weeks into the season. Lions just went super conservative. Yeah, that's what I think it was. Like, they knew it. Like, last year wasn't their championship window for Detroit, So there's no reason to rush him back from an ACL tear. It was very clear that they were very cautious about it. I think that's fine. Jeez, dude. Is Treylon Burks on the board? Should we do a little bit of a reach for a stack? Huh. Huh. Let's do let's do this. I'm gonna go Tannehill, Burks. A little bit of a reach. You have to remember, I'm at the turn here, so I gotta reach a little bit. And I've kind of been super hyper fixated on stacks as of recently in best ball, just because the week to week asset down the stretch is so important. I know that like we say that all the time, but it really is something where I'm now not reaching to complete stacks, but being very aware of it. Like I want all of my quarterbacks to be at least a single stack on every team I make. I'm not usually doing a zero RB build like this in a Superflex, especially because there's only 2 wide receivers here, as opposed to usually 3. I was going to show you guys, but I don't know why when I pulled it up it goes so slow. But here's the thing with Tannehill. Tannehill is like super cheap right now. He might play for the Titans. He could play for the Falcons. Boom, we have both covered. Tannehill to Treylon Burks, or he goes to the Falcons. Tannehill to Kyle Pitts. Boom, that's why that made sense. Oh, and I just realized that you guys can't even see what my team looks like from that camera angle. But yeah, Pitts to Tannehill, Treylon Burks to Tannehill, both work if he ends up going to either spot. Oh, Shane said it. I'm in some leagues with him. Took over a team with Hurts and Fields at quarterback. Don't like either. What would you do? Dude, I would hold. Dude, if I had a team with Hurts and Fields, I would clutch my pearls and just ride them out. Yeah, no, 0 RB is not the best in this format. I'm just trying shit. At least it'll be a pretty unique Josh Allen team. Yeah, exactly. You just hold on to Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts and you just win. If you want, man, like you can try poking around and see like what you can do to get from Hurts to like another elite quarterback. But I wouldn't move out of that tier. If I'm trading off of Fields, I'm going to get Lamar, or I'm going to get like maybe Dak, but I don't know. If you can turn Hurts and Fields into Herbert and Lamar Jackson and you feel better about those 2 quarterbacks, do it, but it's tough, man. It's hard to trade up for an elite quarterback without giving up value. Would be okay with it. You should, yeah. I would probably take Pickett and Pickens and see if you could get into a elite quarterback. I think a good rule is that if you watch the game and a guy popped and the media analyst give him a good film grade, then his film is good. People love to shit on PFF though, dude, and I've seen people sort of poke holes in PFF with I think they kind of outsource their grades and stuff. I don't know, dude. It's a little bit frightening. That water kind of went down the wrong pipe. I'm not gonna lie to you, boys. Um, I also have plans after the stream to honestly not pull an all nighter, but work pretty late in my spreadsheets. I kind of have put off the sophomore comps database, and I want it done so I can pick out the sophomore comps that are fun and do a trade target video for you guys. So I'm going to try and get the tight ends done because I want to talk about a couple tight ends tomorrow and just have that ready to roll. And then by Saturday, I want the sophomore comp stuff out on the Patreon for you guys. I also think for next year, dude, I don't think it would be very difficult. I think I could do this. Make year 2 position models. So instead of like retweaking, like I tweaked all of the RS grade stuff to get everything back to per game. And I'm sure I'm going to want to test some more things. But I think something new I want to try is making year 2 models for every position where like I would love to take into account a tight end's like RS grade, his rookie year point per game, yards per out run, route per drop back, like a bunch of different metrics, and then have it spit out like a new RS grade that is more accurate than your raw RS grade that's just taking your college profile. If you take your year 1 in to account, you have like a much more I don't know if accurate's the word, but dude, where do the quarterbacks go? Fellas, we're going to be hung out to dry here. Jacoby Brissett? Oh no. We gotta start taking running backs too. Give me Khalil. Do you guys think I can get away, Brock? Can I get away with Josh Allen, Goff, and Tannehill? I'm saying probably not. Sadly, I think I probably need a fourth quarterback. Let me know. I think so, but maybe I can get away with three. You're always a fan of deep threats with good hands and good ball skills. I hate deep threats that don't track well. Yeah, JMO can track. I'm trying to think of like my all-time like college deep threats I can track. Chris Godwin ADP 90 is cash. Yeah, I kind of agree. I think I was being a little bit aggressive with stacks there. That team with Hurts and Fields also has Chase, Cup, Burks, Pitts. Yeah, dude, that's perfect. That's perfect. Just no RBs. That's literally a team I want. You're telling me that this team has Hurts, Fields, Jamar Chase, Cooper Cup, Kyle Pitts, and no running backs? Let me buy this team off of you, bro. I'm just joking around. That's my ideal setup. Like that's how my ideal team looks, to be honest with you. PFF is good for receiving grades and quarterback grades. Yeah, I agree. I've just heard people poke holes in the grading as a whole. Like, I think that the grades are good, and I use them personally, but I've gotten comments on Twitter like, hey, essentially something along the lines of like, I don't know, people were trying to expose PFF. Like, I don't know. I don't want to realize now I'm kind of an idiot, y'all. I don't want to besmirch anyone's name on my platform. But there have been some questions about who the hell is actually grading these things. And I have the same question, dude, because that's actually a good point that it doesn't matter for running backs, but it pisses me off, dude. Breece Hall's fucking PFF grade last year after what he did for my team and my city, bro. Disgraceful. I think give him like a 70 PFF grade. I think I have a tweet about it. I was so pissed. There, like literally every the funniest thing is most fan bases. Like I feel like every fan base is kind of just like waiting for the PFF grades to come out from the games that weekend and pick them apart. But it was so ridiculous, dude. If you go to running backs on PFF, I would pull up on my laptop or pull it up for you guys on the screen, but not gonna. But let's see, dude. Like Breece Hall's rushing grade was insane. Like he literally, as a running back, I don't know what his EPA was, but he was winning the Jets games, dude. And he's literally not even in the top. He's not even in the top 20 for rushing grade. Where did these guys put him? 35th with a 76.4, bro. 35th. That's not even first among rookie running backs. If we do just rookie running backs, it's like yeah, Tyler Algier 88, Damian Pierce 84, Kenneth Walker 84, Brian Robinson 81, James Cook 77, and then Breece Hall 76.4. Like get out of here. In terms of pure rushing, like, did you not see what he did last year, bro? I mean, I don't know. Like it proves to what you guys were saying about PFF being idiots when it comes to running backs. So it pisses me off, dude. Guy put his damn ACL on the field for the green and white, and you boys can't put some respect on his damn name, dude. Yeah, I agree. The funny part is that the Jets fan base, we bullied them into changing Quinnen Williams' PFF grade after the Packers game because he wreaked absolute havoc, and the PFF grades came out and they were like 70, and it's like, dog, like this is a first team All Pro guy who wreaked havoc all game on Aaron Rodgers. And they refuse to give him the respect. O-line for PFF for O-line's good. Yeah, I agree. Probably everything outside of running back is fine. I've never had any issues with them. But like I said, I know some people are skeptical of how they come to their grades, which I think is a fair thing to point out. Get a QB with rushing upside? God damn. Where, bro? Maybe I should go Taylor Heineke? Late Taylor Heineke? Should I go Mike White? Detroit, Cincy, Seattle. Do any of these guys have somebody I could figure something out with? Should I go with Malik Willis? Could Malik Willis be this year's league winner late in drafts? Probably not. Let's go Okonkwo. Even though I've been screaming at the top of my lungs to go Dolchich over Okonkwo, I'm simply just getting the Tennessee stack to Tannehill. And then I need a running back. Let's go. Man, Abinaconda's price has gone up, huh? Let's go Izzy. Why not? I need to just start throwing running backs at this team. I might literally just cut it off at 5 wide receivers. Maybe 6. Do you like Sam Howell or Jacoby Brissett as starter by Washington by week 15? Man. That is such a tough question, dude. It's very strange what they are doing at quarterback. Like, they have shown no indication that they want anything to do with Lamar Washington. It doesn't seem like they're going to trade into the top 10 to get a quarterback. Seems like there's been quotes that they want to go with Sam Howell. Let me check his Roto-World real quick. Let me see if there's any sound bites on Sam Howell. Sound bites in April. John Keim reports the Commanders have made it clear they believe in second-year quarterback Sam Howell to take over the starting job. Okay. Possible quarterback like Hendon Hooker could be an option, but the consensus is the Commanders are leaning toward building around Howell with their draft, huh? Very strange to want to build around the 5th-round quarterback. I do get that he slipped. But Washington had to pass on him 4 times, unless if they didn't have a lot of capital last year. I guess my guess would be Sam Howell though. I don't hate betting on Sam Howell. Just this one for tonight. I can't stay on here too long. I was saying earlier I got to get in the spreadsheets, update from some sophomore comps pages. Maybe update the rookie pages too. I know I could update draft capital and some other measurements there. GQ bus. GEQ bus. Am I an idiot? What does that mean? What would you buy Javonte Williams for right now? Well, what's he going for? If I could buy him for a second? I don't think you can buy him for a second, but on the clock, could you buy him for like the 202? I think there might be an owner out there that would be willing to listen to that. I don't know. I might be talking my ass there. But it seems like there's a lot of pessimism around him. The issue is, I'm just not into buying Javonte. Here's the issue. Buying injured running backs just doesn't make sense. For sure, they gain value, right? Etienne, we saw with Etienne. Etienne was hurt, and his value went up to like RB8 last August. So they do retain value. There's not a massive discount on him right now. He's still like a top, 15 running back at worst in Dynasty. You don't want him on a contender because he's not really going to give you points in 2023. And I don't really want to hold on to running backs on rebuilders. So that's really the issue. Is I'm never really in a spot where I'm like, hey, I want to send an offer for Javonte Williams. You're saying just pass on quarterback? I could be down. Washington will be in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. We'll see. Also, I was thinking to myself today, what would we feel if there were? How would we think about the NFL adding a lottery? I feel like it'd be kind of cool. Like all the non-playoff teams have like a percentage of getting the first overall pick or whatever. Not that we really have a tanking problem, but I feel like it would just be an added wrinkle that would be very fun. Like imagine next year like the lottery for Caleb Williams. Like that would be a very anticipated thing. Maybe even draw the top 3. Like I think that's what the NBA did for a while. All right, so we're back on the clock here, and we got to make some things happen. We need to draft running backs. Dude, I might draft Sam Darnold, bro. I feel like Sam Darnold might play some games, dude. Could go Taylor Heineke, too. Taylor Heineke might find himself in some games this year. All right, so we don't really need many many wide receivers. We need running backs. Roshan Johnson's gone, huh? Tank Bigsby gone too. Let's go Hyatt. And then let's go Zeke Elliott. I don't hate Zeke Elliott in the double-digit rounds, man. What if the Bengals move on from Mixon and they sign Zeke? Where does he go? He goes from 15th to what, like 8th at worst? He said Shaq Leonard forced 12 turnovers by himself in 2021, and PFF gave him like a 75 grade. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I might take late round Heineke. It wouldn't shock me if he started over Ritter. We'll see how far Heineke lasts. We have him already set up with a stack. Could be talked into Malik Willis too, but Winnie's moving around. That is an issue. What if Javonte Williams comes back and stinks? Yeah, that's the issue. I guess here's the thing. As a rebuilder, you can thread the needle. I think I just don't know. I don't know that timing the market over and over again is like a repeatable, like, good strategy, you know? Like, sure, you can look back at instances of, like, if you bought Cam Akers post Achilles and then you sold, like, right as you know, he made his return in the playoffs, and, like, maybe you could have timed something. Or you know, you had Travis Etienne. If you traded for him right after his injury, and you could have, like, sold him for an all-time high last August. Or, I mean, you could have sold him. You could sell him now and still make a huge profit. But you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, in theory, you could buy every injured running back and sell at the top. But, like, doing that in practice is tough. And what if no one gives you a price that would even really give you a worthy profit? And now you're holding on to the risk of him because, like, what if he gets injured again? Like, Cam Akers right now is kind of dusty. Or maybe not kind of dusty, but you know what I mean. If you invested at his post Achilles and you've held this long, you're probably at a net zero at this point, maybe worse. But what else we got going on? Feel free to ask me any questions. If you got Dynasty trade questions, if you got draft questions, you just want to ask me a question, I'm down to talk about whatever. Got 5 rounds left. I don't know what I'm doing. But we're surviving. Please don't put Zeke on the Bengals. I don't want to see him in primetime games anymore. I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's true too. Like, I just, like, I have a hard time wanting to buy anybody coming off a torn ACL. And that's even true about, like, I'm not, like, I don't think Jameson Williams is a buy, but if I took him in rookie drafts, I'm probably holding at this point, is what it comes down to with Jameson Williams. But when it comes down to, like, buys, I'm rarely in a spot where I have, like, a rebuilding team that I'd want to buy an injured running back on that I think I could flip for a profit. Like, you know, you need it to be a not a horrific injury. Javante's is pretty damn horrific, dude. It's not just the, like, I think people really get it confused with, like, ACL versus, like, ACL, meniscus, MCL, you know, hip, ligament, structural damage. Like, Brees's was a clean cut. Dobbins and Javante's are pretty awful. Yeah, exactly. I just draft them probably. You think the rumors at quarterback are true or smokescreens? Which rumors? I would say, you know, you didn't give a specific rumor here, but I would say most rumors are probably smokescreens at this point. Like, I would say, honestly, probably everything you're hearing at this point. Like, I'm thinking through it myself. I truly have no clue. I mean, listen to a lot of draft stuff. I cannot wait. I know over at the Underdog channel, Josh Norris has a great video. He did it last year. He has on, like, every single, like, beat reporter from every team. Maybe not every single one, but every single one that's on the clock, and like talks through the pick, what they think is going on, like, so I do think that that's meaningful, like knowing kind of how the fan base feels and like what's the vibe uh on the beat, if you will. Let's go Fournette. Houston, Washington. Give me Tucker, I guess. I need RBs. What else we got in here? This guy's name is really Thuggers, huh? But I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, I was talking, I think me and Brock were talking last time, but like, at first it was like, oh, the Colts love Will Levis, and then it's like, oh, Will Levis might slide out of the top 10. Maybe they'll take Anthony Richardson because Steichen has a connection with Hurts, and now they're saying maybe it's Will Lutz again. Like, and at first CJ Stroud was like minus 300 to go first overall in betting markets, and now he's an underdog to Bryce Young because apparently maybe Frank Reich and them like Stroud, but David Tepper is a hands-on owner, and he might just, sort of give a veto and overrule them and decide to take Bryce Young. So a million ways that this thing can swing. Somebody wants to trade up to number 3. I tweeted about it, and it's like, man, maybe we get caught up in the moment every single time. But last year, the draft wasn't this interesting because there was no quarterbacks. When there's quarterbacks in the top 10, like, it adds a whole new dynamic. Like, this year really is crazy. Quarterback 100% goes 1, but then from there, you don't know which quarterback is at 1. 2 might not take a quarterback. DeMeco Ryans comes in. Maybe they just, go defensive player. There's some rumors that they don't like Stroud, so maybe they go a different direction. And take a Levis or a Richardson at 2. You have the Cardinals who aren't in the quarterback market and could easily like trade back, and a team could come up ahead of number 4. Number 4 could come to number 3 to get their quarterback, or just no quarterback could go at 2 and 3, and then you have 4 take their quarterback, and then it's kind of chaos from there. Who's going to trade up? Would the Lions take a swing? If the Seahawks are sitting there at 5 and just Young and Stroud are off the board, like what do the Seahawks now do at number 5? It feels like one of the most interesting drafts I can remember. Yeah, Devontae's was brutal. And you hate to see it too because he was so explosive. Like, he was so, I don't know if he was so explosive. That was the word. That's what revived, now that I think about it, that's what revived his relative athletic score. He didn't run very fast, but his explosion was great. Like his, broad jump, vertical jump, that kind of stuff. Well, that's the issue. I think Houston would be like, I think they would think that they could be in the mix for Caleb Williams next year. Rumor as in QB not going, as in Houston not going quarterback. I halfway believe it. Houston's the big wild card because I think it was very obvious. And that's the thing that you can say is like, do we agree with any of these? I think something I'm willing to believe is that if Bryce Young was there, that's a Texans pick at 2. But now the recent flood of like Texans, either maybe they like Levis, maybe they won't take a quarterback there. I think that is due to Bryce Young now being the favorite at 1, which that one I'm not sure I buy. But I buy the idea that the Texans would take Bryce Young if he was there at 2. You just traded Mixon and Kirk for a 24 first and pick 19 and 23. I kind of love that. That's beautiful. I don't hate that at all. I'm assuming that's Christian Kirk. If it's Kirk Cousins, then it's a little bit rougher, but do we need another tight end? Probably. So let's go Fant. Let's go Fant and Chase Brown and see what gets back to us. I'm open to taking a quarterback with that last spot, but I don't think it has to be a quarterback. I'm open to Malik Willis. I know that that's weird, but I'm almost betting that nobody else has the balls to do a double Tennessee quarterback stack, and you're hoping that Tannehill goes to Atlanta and Tennessee maybe just rolls with Malik Willis. I don't know if the Tennessee Titans would be smart enough. I know they hired a new GM. If I'm a GM coming to the Titans and I miss out on, Richardson, Levis, one of these QB3, QB4 on the board. However, maybe they want to show up to 3 and it falls through. I don't hate saying, you know what, this team kind of sucks. Let's trade away Ryan Tannehill. Let's trade away Derrick Henry. Let's see if Malik Willis can show us any reason not to take Caleb Williams or Drake May with our top 3 pick next year. And let's just have a pretty terrible season. I just don't know that any NFL team is thinking that to themselves. But I think that's what I would maybe do. If I missed out on the top 4 quarterbacks in this draft as Tennessee, I don't think I'm running back Tannehill and Derrick Henry and going for a 9-7 or 9-8 season with whatever I got there. I'm probably getting out of that Tannehill and Derrick Henry. I don't know if anybody would trade for Derrick Henry. Maybe like a day 3 pick. The Colts never leak what they're doing. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Most teams don't. That's the crazy part. That is the crazy part. I almost prefer hearing from those beat reporters that like the video that Josh Norris does. I almost use those not for like who they think it's going to be, but like the positions that they think the GM would consider. Because I think that is usually somewhat right. I think the player itself is usually the one where it's wrong. But even then, things get so weird. Because last year, like, dude, I remember I was trying to, like the mock draft contest I entered. I wanted to do good on it so badly. I was listening to a bunch of podcasts. I listened to the Josh Norris stuff. I literally remember hopping in a Twitter space with like Damian Woody and like all of these Jets, like I guess like kind of like either Twitter personalities or beat reporters, and just kind of talking through like their thoughts on the Jets. And I literally just sat there and like was listening to them. And like nowhere was Sauce Gardner. Like Sauce Gardner for the Jets last year, I can't stress enough. At 4, it was like maybe he's there at 10, but at 4, it was a lot of like maybe we trade away Mekhi Becton and take Ikem Ekwonu, and it was a lot of Kayvon Thibodeau. Those were really the two. Some thought maybe corner, and if it was corner, sometimes it'd be Derek Stingley. Like Sauce Gardner to the Jets was not all that obvious, and neither was Garrett Wilson either. I thought that their wide receiver 1 would probably be, I literally didn't even know. I thought maybe Drake London or like Jameson Williams. And that's me as a diehard Jets fan listening to Twitter Spaces. You said Stroud is such a good fit for the 49ers scheme they're bringing to Houston. Yeah, that's fair. I'm very excited to see PFF Bobby. When the ship chasing, I think Karain said it, that they had PFF Bobby. I was like, who the hell is PFF Bobby? And then I actually like dug into their offensive coordinator. He apparently was like a PFF analyst for a little bit in like 2015, 2014, like OG PFF days, and then got a coaching job, was sort of just on Shanahan's staff for a while, and finally sort of got his shot as a coordinator this year, which is really interesting. I think if anybody is going to be sort of a, you know, you never really know with coordinators. I agree. I agree. I did a Madden franchise with the Jets the other night, and I posted about it on Twitter. I got bored after like one season and just stopped it. Like, dude, I hate these Madden games, but uh, I didn't try and do the Aaron Rodgers deal. I just took Anthony Richardson and like tried to build around him really, because that's what I would do. Like Rodgers is only 85 overall. That's not getting us. That's not. I don't think we're an 85 overall quarterback away from a Super Bowl. But I think Rodgers in real life can play a lot better than that. Vrabel would not let that happen. Yeah, that's fair. We got Pickle Blister in here. What's good? What are your thoughts on Godwin? Probably stuck about wide receiver 2, 3, yeah. But I think that's like kind of fine, you know? That's kind of where guys like just become values late in their career. I was gonna take Malik Willis, maybe like have Malik Willis behind Tannehill. Give me Darnold. Or should I go Malik Willis? I'm gonna go Darnold. I just think it's more likely he plays games. Darnold didn't look terrible last year. I honestly think like feel free to absolutely roast me for this, but I mean, like Sam Darnold looked good for like what the first 4 Carolina Panthers games in 2021. This year he didn't look terrible. If Shanahan can kind of like puppet and what do you call? I'm trying to think of like ventriloquism his way to getting like Brock Purdy. Like in not even Brock Purdy. Like I won't even do him that dirty. But like, what's the other guys? Like Nick Mullins. Like C.J. Beathard was like showed some flashes with Shanahan. So I think it would be very interesting, especially I don't know how Darnold would be. I don't know the X's and O's enough to know if Darnold would be a fit, but I feel like that's kind of his game. I do think that Shanahan can make a nice little offense around him, especially with like McCaffrey. I think he has some history with McCaffrey too, right? He was there while they were both on the Panthers. I don't know. I'm talking myself into this 20th round quarterback pick. What else we got in here? Bijan's going to Atlanta. I kind of think I kind of agree. I don't know if it's a lock, but I think it's likely. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It looked like they wanted Sauce the entire time. I never got that vibe at all from them. Yeah, Godwin does have the upside of getting traded. I think people do forget that. Now, that is going to do it for us today. That was an underdog super flex draft. If you want to hop in one of those on your own time, I think that they also have, they have everything. They have draft. They have like daily sort of like DFS type drafts for these NBA games you can do. And it's just a way of kind of like, you can get in more drafts, different sports and stuff. Like I have my own like NBA stuff, MLB stuff. So we have this dead period, where of course we're drafting fantasy football teams, but like you can also get into other sports without like managing teams. Like the idea of fantasy baseball to me, like managing waivers for 162 games multiple times a week, like there's just no way. So I even have a couple of MLB teams because it's like if I could just do best ball and never have to worry about them, I would do that all the time. So as always, promo code Ron gets you matched up to $100 on there. Have fun on, dude. They have baseball. They have like playoff hockey. They have literally everything on there. Promo code Ron. Underdog. Those boys are amazing. Now, as always, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. I think we got some good stuff coming out this week. So stay tuned. Keep notifications on. Keep watching the videos. By the way, you guys have been doing crazy numbers. Like the Bijan Robinson trade video that I did, like what was that, Friday or Saturday? I had zero expectations for that video, and you guys like low-key blew that one up. So I appreciate it. We're coming out with more stuff. So just be on the lookout. It's draft season. This is time for everybody to lock in. Stop messing around. And I will see you guys in the next one.